Hi everyone, this video is about how I revamped my CV Jennifer with 3 different steps. I had to correct the vine because it was not resting on the trellis properly, and I also had to take off a long-term broken vine over it, and I had to take a very bare vine off too. So once I undid this right side of this vine, that is my mother plant, I saw the top 2 leaves containing stem was broken. It's a good amount of stem, so what I did was I took it off and I placed the vine onto the pole, hugging the pole, and as it was before. And that cutting I repotted in the same pot, but due to the larger size of the leaves, the stem had to be well tucked into the media with pebbles on top so it wouldn't get disturbed in the rooting process. And this whole vine currently is facing the sun. That's why you can see a lot of sun stress onto the side which you're seeing now. But this rooting cutting would not do good while in the sun. One of the leaves can get totally dehydrated because of sun exposure, stress, and that energy being absorbed to rooting process. So here I need to turn this around. Okay, but before I do that, I need to correct something else too. When you look at the top of this vine, it is very bare. The top had 2 panicles, only one remaining onto the right side. That's the reason I did not remove it. Normally these bare vines would do this. If it's bare, normally they would throw out a panicle at the end or somewhere without leaves. Now that it's been 3 months since it bloomed for me, both of them bloomed twice for me, and no leaves for overall 6 months that I've been having this vine before it produced panicles. You know what I will do? It does not serve me any purpose, so I need to take this off. That's how I always revamp my vines. And yes, this is quite the long stem which I took off, and with a panicle. I know most of you would gasp, but if you really want to, you can reroot it, but I do not have a need of this, so I will throw it off. And Hoya CV Jennifer would not foliage like this, like what you're seeing now. You have to make it give you good foliage by time to time trimming. But I do not advise you to trim it every month. Every 2 or 3 months would do, depending on how your plant is performing. Otherwise, do not attempt a trimming because that will totally disrupt the growth mode of your plant if it is not blooming. So the growth mode normally stops when the plant is about to bloom, but some vines, some Hoya vines as well as orchids, can do the growing and the blooming at the same time too, depending on how healthy the vine is. But this is not a vine which has been healthy for me in the recent history. This developed some root meal issue which I had to repot 3 months prior and retrellis. That is where I got the trellising wrong. So now that I've corrected it, and since I have so many vines in this fake specimen, okay, it's not only 2 vines or 1 vine, 1 mother vine. There are 2 mother vines and a few smaller vines included in this pot because the pot is quite big. I needed to fill in the gaps so the extra moisture retention will be eliminated, and so many vines will have so much of roots, will absorb all the moisture. So now it's doing well, but for some time I've not been receiving luscious rounded leaves, and I was thinking it's a lack of nitrogen, which I sprayed on this, but the vine still continues to give me misshapen, blemished or mutated leaves. I know the reason, but you will also will see now that I've given it nitrogen that this is facing the sun, and once I turn this around to give shade to the cutting that I've rooted also, you will see that the side that was facing the wall is doing fantastic. Why? Because there were much more leaves to that side, which the retrellising kind of took to the other side, but all the leaves which was on to the wall side is doing very round and luscious, so they are healthy. So what I understood from that was the front side was getting too much of sun, which I need to eliminate right now. Yeah, while I'm doing the voice, it's actually raining. I hope you can hear. And I think I have corrected it, and if this side also starts getting sunburned or sun stress rather and showing me misshapen or mutated leaves, I might have to move this to a much shadier spot. You can see there are new leaves popping out, but we will see that leaf, if that leaf is coming off fine, round and luscious, because it's facing the wall now, and this side will give me bad leaves. Otherwise it will go back to a shadier spot like this, where my Hoya glabrush is. And looking at from the front, you guys can see that the leaves are doing very well. Each leaf is bigger than the former one, and juicy thick leaves like this will need more shade. That's the long and short of this video. Right, not every Hoya can take the sun, just like these common types like what you're seeing now, Hoya quinquenervia, Hoya densifolia, and that other type which I always keep forgetting. It's about to bloom and it's a monster. And my acuta heart shape onto the other side of the Hoya CV Jennifer. This was also repotted due to a root rot, this densifolia, but it's now thriving. Normally densifolia is something that would thrive on in front of sun, and like at one point all of my Hoyas have gone through this root rot issue recently, where I needed to give them a new potting media. That's why I chose an inorganic media like flower rock and charcoal, that it's easy maintenance for me for Hoyas with juicy leaves. So we'll see how this comes up. This is an experiment again, right? Because this is all about trial and error, but no matter how much you think you know your Hoya, you might get it wrong sometimes. So be ready for all of that, and just be a good trooper along the way. Thank you guys for watching, and have a wonderful day. I'll be back again with another video. It's gonna be the 20 tips that I will be giving you. These are hopefully shorter tips that you can easily remember and use in your Hoya journey. Thank you, and bye bye.